What's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the all-new 2022 Ford Expedition Timberline. Big shout out and thank you to Randy Marion Ford for providing this jumbo off-road focused SUV for today's video. Take a look at their website, linked down below. And the model that we're looking at today is finished off in dark matter gray metallic, has equipment group 501A, and an MSRP at $81,200. Underneath the hood of the Timberline Ford Expedition, you're going to find the High Output EcoBoost 3.5 liter twin turbo V6. This pumps out 440 horsepower with 510 pound-feet of torque. It's paired only to the 10-speed automatic transmission, and with a curb weight around 5,600 pounds and running on a 23.2 gallon fuel tank, you can expect 16 miles per gallon in the city with 19 out on the highway. The overall length is 210 inches with a wheelbase at 122.5, width is 79.9, and height is 76.6 inches. The Timberline Expedition is an off-road focused jumbo SUV featuring 32-inch tires and an upgraded suspension, and this gives it better off-road capabilities. Approach angle is 28.5 degrees with minimum ground clearance at 10.6 inches. Breakover angle is 21.9 degrees and departure angle is 23.7 degrees. And this is still a very capable, useful SUV. Towing can range from 6,000 pounds and then all the way up to 9,200 pounds if you have the heavy-duty trailer package. And then now taking a look at the exterior styling with the all-new Expedition Timberline, has a very cool, aggressive look, and you're going to see tangerine accents all throughout, as well as some blacked out designs. Moving to these LED headlights, you can see the massive daytime running light running around the entire perimeter in a cool C shape. Then you can also see all the lights right in the center. You get this metallic gray colored trim cutting through the headlights and then going all the way through this grille. We get a massive blacked out Ford logo right in the center with a forward facing camera. Then you can see huge openings to allow air to enter and cool down this V6. It also features active grille shutters. You also get another opening in the lower portion of the bumper, and you get the cool Timberline logo on this bottom left side with that tangerine colored for the trim. There's parking sensors in the front and more of that same color on the tow hooks, and then you can see the metal skid plate all down below. Really good look for this vehicle. It is a very large SUV as expected, and yet it looks nice and sporty. You get gloss black trim and LED fog lights, and then a functional opening in the far side to allow air to enter and pass through the front bumper. And then moving to the hood, it kind of folds over the top of the grille. There's really sharp lines all in it that fade their way towards the windshield. Kind of has some F150 vibe in it, and it really does come together. The Timberline option is only available for the smaller Expedition. The Expedition Max is not going to have this. So you get the smaller vehicle, and then taking a look at the wheels now, we get a multi-spoke gloss black 18-inch wheel wrapped in that 32-inch tire. You can see some of the red for the suspension components in back, and then you get really sharp lines running around the front and rear fender arches, functional running boards on the side, then a nice sharp line in the lower portion of these doors. You can also see body colored door handles and then gloss black for the mirror cap. They have an integrated turn signal as well as a side view camera. Then there's chrome trim running through the lower portion of these doors with gloss black right in the center. We even get the Timberline logo in back, which has a very nice design, and then roof rails up top with a panoramic sunroof. Taking a look at the whole side profile, very sharp line running through the entire side, and I like how that brushed aluminum trim piece cuts its way towards the rear end. You can also see an integrated spoiler up top with your third brake light and windshield wiper in the center. And then we have your halogen taillights finished off with a red housing. And that same gunmetal gray trim is in the center portion of the liftgate with Expedition written out all in black with that same tangerine colored trim. Backup camera is underneath that, Timberline logo on the left, and then more of that silver trim for the lower portion of the rear bumper with all of your parking sensors. Really nice lines finishing up the Expedition. I think it comes together very nicely. So there's a good look at the exterior with the Timberline Ford Expedition. It's awesome to see an off-road focused jumbo-sized SUV, and I think Ford did a good job keeping it nice and subtle and yet really sporty. So we have Ford ski fob, pretty typical. We have remote start by lock the vehicle, double tap on the engine start stop button. The V6 roars to life, not really much sound to it, but then pressing the button once it shuts off, and then I can just grab the door handle, unlock it. We can check out the interior. This Expedition has a full black leather interior with all the tangerine colored stitching as well as some accents. Take a look at the door panel now, finished off in black. You can see that color contrast stitching on the top part with some nice padding to it. Then we have memory seating, lock and unlock with all of your window and mirror controls, a grab handle and door release handle, then a really nice smooth armrest with some colored trim. There's a ton of storage space in the lower portion of these doors, and then a cool hidden Easter egg in between the door jamb are these cool city and mountain landscapes. Pretty cool little design there. You can see all the trim right here for your step, and then power controls are on the left side of the seat. So now moving to these leather seats, I really like how they're designed with the smooth and perforations, and then all of the colored stitching looks really nice. It's a dark orange color. You can see it going all the way up to the headrests, and then spinning around the steering wheel's black leather with the same stitching and a cool brushed look. And then now inside the Timberline, keeping my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. Taking a look at the gauge cluster now, this is a full LCD screen with your tachover on the left and the speedometer to the right. There's a few engine vitals up top, and then in the center you can configure that using the buttons on the right side of the steering wheel. If I scroll down through this menu, you can see a few things for trip information. If I hit the back button now, you can go all the way back to your main screen and see more things like trip information right here. And when you go into this, it opens up a few more different pages. And then going all the way back out of that into the vehicle information, you can see a lot more engine vitals. You can see the engine oil life, power distribution. The gauges get a little bit smaller to have your pitch and roll meter, which is really great for off-roading. And then hitting the menu button again, you can see all sorts of more information that can come up. On the steering wheel, we have a blacked out Ford logo, all the cruise control settings on the left with some Bluetooth and audio, then all the screen settings as well as more audio controls. On the left stalk, we have our turn signal stalk as well as wiper blade controls. And then to the left of the actual steering wheel, we have a button to lower the third row headrest, the tailgate, all of your headlight controls, parking brake, as well as a button to adjust your pedals. We have that tangerine stitching and trim and some black leather design up on the dashboard. You get a cool little storage area up top with the Bang & Olufsen logo. Then you can see more of the stitching and a really cool look for this whole dashboard. And then right front and center, we get the massive 15.5-inch Sync 4A screen. This is a very, very large screen. It looks super cool in this jumbo SUV. On the top portion, it's kind of divided into 3 different sections, but top here we have a nice navigation screen that comes up, and you can adjust it, do a few of the different settings and all sorts of different information. You can make the screen a little bit larger by toggling that dial. Then you have a few shortcuts down here that you can scroll through. You can also tap the top button and go into different things. We have the Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. There's a really cool thing called Sketch, which is kind of neat. You can draw things in this and do whatever you'd like, which is kind of a neat little touch to the car. And then down below all of that, the climate controls are going to be right here. You can tap your fan speed and easily adjust this, make it go higher and lower. We have your heated and ventilated seats. You just scroll this up and down depending on what you're wanting. Heated steering wheel, volume and on off control. Then if I go ahead and put the car into reverse, we get a huge backup camera up top and the top down view. And I like how they've done this to where you actually get a big screen. Some of the vertical screens don't really do that too well, but being so large, you really do get a good view. You get a cool different 3 view up top. Your trailer hitch can come up as well. The trailering mode if you're gonna be towing. So definitely a pretty cool touch, and then going back into park. So a pretty awesome screen for sure. On the left side, we have your Pro trailer with all your adjustments. And then below that, you have the brake gain, and then more stitching up above that. And then underneath the screen, we have our hazard control, traction control, and then the max defrost. You can push this out of the way. We have a wireless phone charging mat, as well as some USB ports, and then a little bit of storage. Closing that up, we get more of the stitching on the side with a little bit of hidden storage. Then you can open up this. We get 2 cup holders over here. Then in the center, we have your drive mode select, locking differential. You have your plus and minus for the transmission, 4-wheel drive indicator right here going all the way down into 4 low. Then your drive mode, you just toggle this left and right, and if we start at the most left mode, we have a tow and haul mode. Then it goes into sport, and you can see the cool depiction depending on which drive mode you're in. Of course, it'll change 4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive. We have different off-road modes as well. I really like all the cool little graphics that come up. And we can hit OK for that one. Very cool the way everything's set up. We have the downhill assist and then parking sensors. And then we have the center console with some nice leather and more of the stitching. Opening this up, we get a ton of storage space in here, just like in an F150, and that same removable tray. And then taking a look at the 2 glove boxes, pressing that button, we get a really deep shelf in here, which is nice to see. And then a bucket that opens up, and even a ton more storage space. We get a 12 volt on this left side as well. And then one last look at the interior. I especially love the Sync 4A screen. That is super cool and it fits the interior very nicely. I love all the stitching, the black design. It certainly has that rugged off-road adventurous look to it, and yet it feels really nice and premium. The headliner is all finished off in black, and you can see the sunshade for the panoramic roof. And then up top we get a sunglass holder up there, all of the dome light controls as well as the glass roof controls, and then a frameless mirror. And then moving to the rear seat space, if I grab the door handle and open it up, we get the same interior in here with all the black and then the orange stitching, cup holder, as well as some more storage. Then this vehicle has captain's chairs. You can see the black leather, adjustable armrest, and all the stitching. Very cool the way it's designed. You can even see an integrated step. We get storage on the back side of the front seats, all of your climate controls. You have different zones, heated seats, temperature, fan, and then USB ports, and then another one, and then even 2 cup holders up on top. You can grab the seats and grab this recline lever, and it will nicely fold down and stow a little bit, nice and flat to get it out of the way. Then just manually grabbing it, we can lift it back up. Then you can also grab this top lever and it'll get it out of the way and kind of roll forward. You manually push it and it gives you a nice area to easily walk into this third row. All right, so sitting now in the second row of the Ford Expedition, this is a pretty nice size SUV. Pulling that side one, we do recline quite a lot. I mean, this is gonna be a fantastic family road trip vehicle. There is more space than you could ever need. Pulling that back up, good armrests on both the left and right. Of course, with the panoramic roof opened up, that really lets in a lot of light. But it's nice in here. We have dome lights up top with the grab handles. You can get air vents up there as well. And then being so large, you can get this out of the way and even enter the third row right through the center. So I like how it's that big of an SUV. So getting back here in the center, this is a 3-seater. You get pretty good room in here. I'm 5'11", plenty of legroom and headroom up front there. And then even in the third row, we do get dome lights and air vents. But this isn't too bad of a seat. Of course, I have miles of legroom back here. But then if I go over to the side, ooh, this is actually really nice. The seat kind of squishes down. It's actually at a really good angle. And there's even an automatic button that I can press and recline the third row. My head kind of touches the back here. So obviously, it's not the crazy greatest for super tall people, but it's comfortable enough. I still can put my head on the headrest here. We get some storage and cup holders as well as a USB port, and then all the same things over on this other side. So I definitely like how roomy it is, still with really good knee room and foot room. Moving to the cargo area, you can double tap the button on the key fob, use the one in the interior, or of course the one on the back. So opening this up with the third row still up, you get about 2 feet of space here. Makes it a very useful and practical SUV, even hauling all the people. On the far right side, you have a little hook that comes down. And then on this left side, you can see all the power controls for the rear seats. We have the third row and second row. So if I go ahead and tap the third row button, you can see how that one's gonna get out of the way. And I'll go ahead and press the other one. Just pressing it once, you don't have to hold them. They fold down and the headrest even automatically gets out of the way. And with this all nice and flat, completely out of the way, I mean, you can fit so much cargo in the back. You also have the 2-row buttons. So if I press one of these, you can see how that's gonna automatically get out of the way and just get nice and flat. From there, you have another button right here you can press and automatically get the third row up. You will have to do the second row manually, but you also have one right here to get them both down. All right, so we are setting off now in the Timberline Ford Expedition. I got the pitch and roll meter. Let's play with some different drive modes. We'll just go into one of the off-road ones and we'll kind of feel it out a little bit into the sand mode. So it'll be 4-wheel drive, it'll automatically do that. Obviously this is nothing to what this truck can actually do, but really cool to see such a capable jumbo SUV. I love how the colors even change. But suspension, even just going over these gravel area, is really nice and comfortable. You got a pretty good view around, of course. That camera system, if I pulled that up, that is a nice touch. Now on road, let's go into the normal mode and we'll get our bearings with the SUV. So we got pretty much the Raptor's motor. This is the high output. That is super impressive. This is a big vehicle, of course, fitting through a tighter area like that. But as far as visibility, normal things like that, you do have a really good view around. I like how the screen isn't intrusive. Most of the screen is pretty much right in line with the dashboard. But really good view through all your mirrors and everything. And then looking over my left shoulder and the right shoulder, you have so much visibility. So really easy to see around for even being such a big car. And then let's get up to speed with that Raptor motor. Just giving a little bit of gas. Wow. Yeah, that moves. For being a ginormous SUV, I love the fact that they give you the high output EcoBoost in this trim level. That is a really good touch. But let's get back up to speed real quick and feel it out again on the main road. Right to a red light, of course. The brakes do a pretty good job as well as we come down to a stop. And then let's go into the sport mode and feel out that a little bit. So that kind of puts it into an all-wheel drive mode as well to really give you all the performance. And I like the white gauges now. Holds the gear a little bit higher. So we'll go back to Eco now, feel it out in the conservative drive modes. It's going back to normal rear-wheel drive mode. But normal driving, you know, you are nice and high up in this, and while it has the off-road tires and of course an off-road suspension, you don't hear the tires at all. You know, we're going 40 miles an hour. It's super quiet and comfortable. With the off-road suspension, it's going to be a little bit softer than your typical one just because it needs to articulate, it needs to handle going over trails and dirt, you know, hitting big bumps off-road to where it doesn't shake the whole vehicle. So that translates to a very, very smooth SUV on the road. Very roomy. There is just so much space in here. I like the fit and finish as well. The leather feels nice. I love all the tangerine details. And while this screen is a little intimidating at first, I've never actually messed with this before. It's actually really, really simple. Everything just comes up super simple, whatever you want to do. I wish the climate kind of came up a little bit bigger. I'm not sure if I'm just missing something, but it is super straightforward the way everything is laid out. There's a ton of storage. A pretty well thought out SUV, quite honestly. I don't really see any loose ends just being behind the wheel. All right, so then switching over to this view now, driving it back. It's a really comfortable SUV. I like the fact that Ford is giving you a lot of fun offerings, especially with this one. This is kind of like the big family SUV that it might not get the fun aspects to it just because it's designed to haul people, tow a big boat, and stuff like that. So the fact that Ford is giving you an off-road focused trim level, I feel like that is a big popular aspect today. I know a lot of people, they're obviously not going to be taking this through crazy tight trails or do that sort of off-roading because it's kind of big to do that. You want to buy a Bronco for that one. But if you're going to be going to a mountain house, somewhere on vacation to where you're going to be going through some tough terrain that isn't standard on road, I love that Ford is giving you that option. So go back into the different drive modes. Only thing I notice, I feel like this spins in the opposite direction of what I want it to do. So it's kind of backwards the way you spin it clockwise versus counterclockwise. But then now back into the sport mode, I can also toggle the M button to go into manual. Kind of weird to shift down here. Gosh, it really does get up to speed. That was at about 50 miles an hour. The transmission is kind of delayed when you actually tap this button to shift it. I mean, I doubt people are actually doing that. Unless, you know, you're towing, you just want to really hold that gear. But it's nice to have that, obviously. But yeah, sport mode, it's responsive. It really is. I love that feature. And we'll go back as I go the wrong way once again. There we go, eco mode, back to the normal. Yeah, really not too many downfalls with it. I mean, it's definitely a cool option to get if you want the big SUV, but you want the off-road capabilities. And I like how the sizing is. The back seat's plenty of room, third row, even the cargo area, plenty of space. I don't really think there's any downsides. You know, if you look at this, I'd say, I guess a Z71 Suburban is probably the biggest competitor. That has a lot of cool things to offer as well. This one gets you the twin turbo engine, which I think is slightly more modern feeling. However, a big V8, you know, people love that as well. So both offerings are pretty good and pretty competitive. And I don't think Ford has really dove into that market just yet until the Timberline. So that's really cool to see them with this. So I think that's about it then for the 2022 Ford Expedition Timberline. A very cool offering for the big family SUV with that off-road touch. Big shout out and thank you once again to Randy Marion Ford for providing this vehicle for today's video. Take a look at their website, linked down below. And then if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for plenty more content. I'll see you guys in the next video.